Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Shanity Show. I have my hair pulled back because for the first time in a few years now, I am doing a get ready with me, a cosplay get ready with me video. And I'm really happy to be doing this because it's been a while since I've been in the mood to cosplay, and I've been wanting to recently. Let's get started with the makeup while I talk. Where's the thingy? Oh, it's right there. I grew up on DuckTales. I grew up on the 1980s DuckTales, and my dad introduced it to us because he got the DVDs from a friend of his at work and forgot to return it because he was showing it to us at his place, us being my sister and I, and he forgot to return it, and he gave it to us, and he started something with me especially. I love DuckTales. I should grab my mirror, but I'm too lazy to. I have a couple of DuckTales Loungefly bags, and you know, I can use a mirror in here. I have two DuckTales Loungefly bags. I have a backpack, and then I have, I don't know what they're called. I almost want to call it a travel bag, like a little travel purse, because my grandmother would always travel around with a very similar purse, a very similar bag. A satchel. I think it's some sort of satchel bag. So I have those two for DuckTales. I started, I think, I want to say 2020-ish, because it was right around COVID. When COVID started, I started watching Darkwing Duck, which I love too. It's kind of stupid, but I love it. And I kind of want them to revamp Darkwing Duck. And I know some friends of mine who also want a revamped Darkwing Duck. So I started watching that because I wanted to watch that before I watched the 2017 DuckTales. I put off watching the newer DuckTales for a little while, for a few years, 3 years. I can't quite remember my reasoning why, but I think a safe guess for my reasoning would be that I was just nervous about how they would remake it, you know? I watched Darkwing Duck, and then I decided, hey, let's just give the 2017 DuckTales a shot, because why not? And I did that, and I loved it. Then I showed it to my sister. And my sister, she also grew up, as I said, on the 1980s, 1990s DuckTales, with those voices of Scrooge, of Donald, even though Donald was the same, and the triplets. Talking a little bit about my makeup, I just put in Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer on, and I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow next, which will be from the Urban Decay Naked Honey palettes. So getting back to DuckTales, the show has meant a whole lot to me. It's one of my comfort shows, and I absolutely love it. And for Goldie specifically, I always really liked her character in the 1980s version of the show, but I definitely always felt like they could have done more with her. I have thought about cosplaying a lot of different characters from DuckTales, especially the newer one, like Webby or the triplets. I'm still kind of throwing that idea around, the possibility of that idea around. And what they did with Webby's character in the new version, perfect. There were certain things about the new version that I didn't like. Like, some aspects of it grew on me. Like, I didn't really like what they did with Gyro's character, just because it's like I felt like they made him a little bit too mean. Like, I'm totally fine with like somewhat meaner characters, but it's like Gyro's character was like always very lovable in the old version. And I also didn't like how they handled Doofus Drake's character. Like, on the one hand, yeah, it wasn't the most appropriate thing to have like the heavier set character just be like the comedic punching bag, so to say, of the friend group, which was what Doofus was in the old version. But at the same time, I don't think they needed to go to the other extreme in making him a spoiled brat. Something else that was like kind of annoying about I will say, as much as I love the 2017 version, something that was always kind of annoying about it was Mark Beeks' character. There were parts of it where I was like, okay, fine, I can let it slide. But it's like, there were certain parts where I was like, this is getting too annoying for what they were trying to do. I had to clean up my eyeshadow a little bit. But I think what I was trying to say is that with Mark Beeks' character, I don't mind annoying characters. And they can be well-written characters if it's done right, if it's well written. But with him, it just got to a point where it felt more like they were including him to include him as Gizmo Duck's nemesis rather than including him for like the sake of plot. And I will say too, but another thing that I did really like about 2017 is that they gave Della a backstory. The triplets' mom. I really liked how they handled that. That was a fun little excursion to go on. There was something else I was thinking of. But anyway, with my mascara, I'm going in with Tarte Big Ego. I don't know if this is something that people have really noticed in my TikToks or when I've done makeup on here or when people have like noticed my makeup, is that I don't do mascara on my bottom lashes because I feel like it looks too spidery. If anyone has any specific brands or specific mascaras that they can recommend for longer eyelashes, because my eyelashes are naturally long. I don't wear extensions, I don't wear falsies, but if anyone has any mascara recommendations specifically for bottom lashes to where it won't look spidery. So I'm gonna move on to the rest of my face and maybe talk a little bit more, maybe not. I am using my Urban Decay Naked Foundation in the color 10WY for the last time because I am pretty much out of this. I'm going to use what I can, and they're no longer making this specific foundation. But I did get a new foundation from Sephora, and I think it's Laura Mercer is the brand. But when I go to Disneyland, I will be using that foundation and that powder for the first time, and I will most likely be reviewing it and seeing how it does after a day at Disneyland. I'll probably be doing a review of that foundation and powder on my TikTok just because it is something I'm using for the first time. Anyway, Urban Decay, and then I will also be finishing up my CoverGirl Clean Professional Concealer. I'm going to be using up that just so I can move on to Laura Mercer. Again, I think that's the name. By the time this video is up, I will already have posted a review of that makeup. Okay, now that I've gotten that out of the way and I've gotten my makeup on for the last time using Urban Decay and CoverGirl, it's kind of sad saying that because the Urban Decay foundation was like my go-to. So blush, I'm going to use my normal blush kit, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills blush kit. And what color am I using? And I'm going to use the color Coastline, which is this one, this like peachy-ish color. Like the thing is, part of it too is that I can't see Goldie doing, I can see her doing something dramatic, but I can't see her doing that often. But anyway, my makeup routine is usually very much the same, just because it's like, mainly because it's what I know and what I'm used to. Soften this out a little bit. And for me, it's like a large part of it too is that I know what looks good on my face and I just don't have a lot of, I don't want to say time because I do have time, but I don't have a lot of like energy, so to say, or yeah, I don't really have a lot of energy to try to figure out what other makeup styles look good. I have gone through phases. I went through a phase for my eyeshadow, at least, where I was doing it like all the way up to my eyebrow. Those were times, you know, I liked it. Highlights, again, I'm using my normal highlight palettes of Anastasia Beverly Hills Aurora Glow Kit, and I'm gonna use Lyra, which is this orangey one. My face is basically done, and I'm about to go in with lipstick and staying in with that Goldie gold look. This is like a pinky gold, but it is Tiger Eye. The color is Tiger Eye from Estee Lauder. This lipstick's old, and I've been using it for years. I used this a lot at Anime Expo when I first started going to Anime Expo, actually. So it kind of reminds me of that. Anyway, let me get into the top that I'm wearing and get into the wig, and I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so this is the look. I did try pulling it back into a ponytail, but just with how this wig is, since it's an Amazon wig, I didn't think it looked as good, so we're just going with the whole look from the episode when they're looking for the Fountain of Youth, and she has her hair down, so we're going with it. Overall, I am super happy with how this turned out, so we're going with it. I feel pretty. We're gonna get a confidence boost from some of the sounds I'm using. Okay, so I just got done recording. I'm gonna take off that because I'm getting hot. But I took off the wig, which is one of the most satisfying parts of the cosplay day or cosplay session, whatever. I'll try to include some videos and photos, some TikToks and photos at the end. That look was a vibe with the wig. I kind of want to do my hair that color, but at the same time I don't. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.
Hello, my name is Michelle. I have been kidnapped. Can you stop pointing the fucking gun at me? It's making me nervous. To ensure my safe return home, please pay us £1 million. Is that it? Is that what you think I'm worth? No, I'm not having that. That's fucking ridiculous. That's insulting. To ensure my safe return home, please pay us £500 million. That's a bit more like it. What a shithole, honestly. You've got all these guns and everything, but I ain't seen a Hoover in sight. Oh my god, is that a rat?
It's the only reason that matters.
You loved gold more than you loved me.
And that's why you loved me.
What are you doing?
I'm just lighting this trail of gunpowder I've been leaving behind us to distract you.
What? You're insane! A cave-in will get us both killed!
Oh, you'll stop the cave-in. You're Scrooge McDuck.